Hey there, peeps. This is Suzanne Clegg, and this is the Facebook Live distance healing, group distance healing. So it can't be a group distance healing without a group, so thank you for being here. Okay. I'm trying to see what is... Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh, here we go. So I'm trying something new. I'm filming this, or not film. I'm recording this outside. So hopefully the wind won't be too bad and my hair won't blow too much, and we'll just get some of the nature vibes, because that's what I'm all about. Yeah, so I'm still here in Utah. I'm here with my dog. She's in the van. She's 16 years old now. She's doing fine, kind of miraculously fine. It's like she's slowing down a bit. Like I wouldn't take her for a 30,000 step hike up, 4,000 feet up and down, kind of thing. I wouldn't do that. And I did do that 5 years ago. But anyway, she's fine. And yeah, so welcome everybody. So today I want to talk about something we all do, or we try to do, and every single day, and that is sleep. And what does sleep have to do with the Facebook group? We're going to change a little bit how we, when we go into the inner sanctuary, we're going to change the visualization a little bit, so that instead of people laughing and having a good time on their boats, we're going to invite them to sleep. All right, so just stay tuned for that part. But anyway, what if sleep is not just a physical state, or like, where our body recovers, and the REM sleep is like testing out all your muscles and firing things and repairing things. But what if we think of it instead as a deep, energetic, spiritual healing? Like, could we get to sleep better? Could we have a more healing sleep? Could this affect our healing in a dramatic way? In my experience, people with cancer, we got a neighbor. Okay, a lot of the time we feel like if we're going to do like good energy work, we have to be very on task. We have to really show up in a heart-centered, faithful, loving, reverent, as conscious as we possibly can be way. And the idea is that we have sometimes, which I'm disagreeing with, is that the more conscious we can be, the more we will heal. And that translates into healers too. Like, the more conscious your healer is, the more likely you'll get a result. And I'm here to say that that's not always the case. Consciousness certainly has something to do with it, but not necessarily. Let's see. So there's many things that interfere with natural healing, right? And I feel like as cancer progresses, almost always sleep declines. In Chinese medicine, this is like the yin being eaten up, so I can give yin tonics, I can do this, that, and the other. All these herbal things, all these behavioral things, all the sleep hygiene things that are super popular on YouTube right now, people helping you. But like, sometimes like the chemo or just the emotional stress of having a scary diagnosis, all that stuff interrupts our natural rhythms. Sometimes the nervous system is just too agitated to sleep, and sometimes people are just emotionally overwhelmed and spiritually disoriented, and it's hard to fall asleep. And that's where I think it helps to look at sleep holistically. So, if you've got the lights blaring all night and you're drinking caffeine and the blue light that's the same thing as the lights blaring all night, and you don't have a regular bedtime, and you eat and sleep and work in your bed, and you do all those things, well, that's an okay place to start with things. But if you're kind of doing a lot of the good things that we know are good for sleep, and you're still not sleeping, and you've got the herbs for sleep that build your yin, that are like, you drink chamomile tea, which is not a yin builder, but just takes the edge off the agitation. I have Chinese herbs that help you either get to sleep or stay asleep. If those aren't working, I have to dig deeper for my clients. So I like to put it like I put everything into my 4 octaves, my Octave Resonance Healing Approach. So on the physical level, this is like the lights and the darkness and the screens off, and this is important. And then the next level up on the octaves is the octave of life force, and this would be things like rhythm, and like making sure you get the morning sunlight, to adjust your melatonin. But the sunlight is sort of like an energy force, so I put that as less physical and more energetic. There's the herbs, there's food that helps, there's the timing of eating that helps, the carbs and the fats and the proteins help, the timing of all that. That can help with sleep. There's breath work that can help, gentle movement that can help. And then the next level up of the octaves, where we're getting into the stuff that often isn't touched, is sleep is where we process trauma. And the dreams and the residue of the day get processed in our dreams. And without emotional digestion, we toss and turn. And so there are psycho-spiritual practices that are in so many different cultures that give advice as to what to do to calm your mind so that you can get to sleep, and that sort of thing. And you probably do some of these, or know about them and don't do them, or you forget about them. Anyway, I'm going to be writing about some of this, so I would really love it if you would tell me what you do, or what culture's wisdom has inspired you to work with your sleep holistically. Okay, so the next octave up is the octave of the spiritual, or the octave of self-knowing. And so many spiritual traditions describe sleep as a journey, a kind of mini death, a soul travel, and there's wisdom in preparing for ourselves for this every night. And since it is such a cross-cultural wisdom, I take it seriously. Like, if just one person says something, I go, okay, I'm glad it works for you. But if something's practiced all over the world throughout eons of time, I think it goes beyond tradition. I think it goes into the realm of, this is actually a really helpful thing. So I'm going to be making this course that describes not just these spiritual traditions, but how they relate back to the physical, and how they relate back to the life force, and how they relate back to the emotions. So, for example, in the Bible, sleep is a time for divine restoration and guidance. So, like Adam is put into a deep sleep to birth creation, Elijah sleeps to recover from despair, and Daniel receives visions. In Islam, sleep is treated as a minor death, and it's entered with prayers, purification, and trust in divine protection. The Hindu texts speak of deep sleep as union with the self, capital Self, a sacred stillness closer to God than waking. And Buddhist practice, like the metta meditation, purify the heart before sleep, while Tibetan traditions train us to remain aware within dreams. And there's indigenous traditions often see sleep as a time for soul to travel, with morning dream sharing as part of communal wisdom. And there's women's traditions. So like the dreams you get when you're having your period are different than the other times of the month, and they're considered more important or more helpful for the community or for yourself. So there's all this spiritual stuff around dreams. And sometimes in our effort to ground ourselves and not get lost in the fluff of spiritual stuff that isn't moving the dial in our health. You know, it's like you think of it as just feel good. Sometimes we disregard this. And I would say that the biggest learning that I have to keep learning is that the small things in the spiritual world create big changes in the physical world. It's almost like the smaller the adjustment in the spiritual world, the bigger the physical does. And it's not accurate to think that if big things make big things happen in the physical, that big things make big things happen in the spiritual. It's kind of like a mirror image of each other. And so sleep, when you're doing nothing physically, you're basically unconscious, is like this intense spiritual experience. And when we're awake, it's an intense physical experience, and emotional and life force and all that good stuff. All right, so I would love to hear from you if you've tried some of these things. Just like let me know, either private message me, email me, or be brave enough to talk in the chat with what you've tried. And I'm trying not to just, in my little course, I'm trying to not just like report all these traditions and give you a laundry list of stuff, but to help us enter into this relationship to the spiritual things that we do that are authentic to us. I don't want you to like do a bunch of Hindu things if you don't know anything about Hindu. You could try it, but you know, the idea is to sense in your body and in your life force if this idea lights you up. And it's like there's an instruction manual in our body that will let us know if some spiritual exercise is good for us. And we actually do have the instruction manual if you know how to read it. And so I'm going to be using a lot of these concepts and giving exercises in this course so that you can find your way to some sort of authentic relationship to the place where thoughts come from. The place, it's not really a three-dimensional structure. It's a dimension. It's a time. It's a space. I don't know. It's a dimension. I think that's better. So that you can heal better. And if you're a caregiver, you can care for yourself better, and you can certainly avoid burnout and all that good stuff. What do you do with animals? I haven't thought about that one yet. So if you have ideas about sleep and animals and healing, they usually just kind of take care of themselves, but maybe there's some wisdom that one of you know about with sleep and animals and how to support that. Mostly you get them out of pain, give them chamomile. Get them out of pain doing other things, but for that nervous stuff, you give them chamomile. I don't think that dogs and cats... Anyway, I have ideas about how to support them spiritually, but I don't know if I'll have to work it out with the sleep part. So I'm interested in your thoughts too. Okay, good.